out the way right there. Ah, fuck. Hello there. I just thought I would stream myself modeling this character here. I mean, he's already kinda finished in terms of the modeling aspect. Oh yeah, it's also like thundering a little bit over here where I live, so that's pretty epic. Anyways, yeah, and he's already pretty good with his modeling aspects. I just need to add a couple extra detail, rig him, and then I'll be able to do full body texturing for him, which the most body texturing would just be his head. His body is already kind of in the spot I want it to be. Anyways, I'm gonna orbit around this motherfucker for no reason. Alright, that's enough of that. It's now time to listen to random trash that I have on my other monitor so that I don't feel so awkward sitting here in silence. I'm gonna listen to how it's actually made. I'm gonna put that in the background.
Workers stack 35
There we
of these
go.
sheets together.
So
and
I won't
place
be
them in a
talking too
hydraulic
much
press
unless
line
I have
to
some
prevent
stupid shit
would-be
to talk
thieving
about.
employees from stealing the wood and selling it on the black market. The press applies 44 tons of pressure, causing the sheets to reach peak arousal, as evidenced by the substance coming out of the sides. The sheets are now removed as a solid block. Speed holes are drilled into the sides of it to help with wind resistance, making the boards travel faster. Now it's time to prepare the skateboards for consumption. A template is placed on top to aid with cutting, as the excess wood is sawed away from the decks. This excess wood provides sustenance for the employees. The decks are aerated to prevent spoilage, and then are given a practice run by an employee. What the hell kind of skateboarding is that? The skateboards are then massaged by a licensed masseuse. A tense and tight board tends to crack easier than a relaxed one. Then, an employee uses the board to practice his hootenanny dancing for an upcoming cattle rustling event. For the skateboard, this is extremely painful. This section of how it's made is brought to you by our sponsor, Dyson Vacuums. We were told if we wanted our sponsorship money, we had to find a use for this stupid fucking brush wheel thing.
Why are all these fucking joints misaligned like
95%
this?
of profits of skateboards actually come from their hidden involvement in the drug trade.
These ones aren't.
Here, boards are laced with PCP before going
Cool.
to distribution. Each year, nearly 17% of employees involved in this process end up missing. Next, mint coating is added to the board for taste. The final step of the process is applying decoration. Of course, the most common decorations come from pop culture, such as this recognizable character, Really Angry Bird Thing. Bacon is now processed and even pre-cooked in factories. It all starts with a load of
my
skinned dog
Fucking
carcasses.
ant right there.
Most factories elect to use
Christ.
dogs because it's cheaper than pork, and customers can rarely taste the difference. The meat is placed skin side down on a conveyor belt to ensure the employees judge it only by the content of its character. The conveyor takes the meat to a cheese rolling machine, which pelts it with slices of Kraft singles. This process is rough on the meat, so it's not uncommon for some afterbirth to be evacuated by the product. This afterbirth travels down a separate conveyor belt, where it will then be used in cosmetics. Meanwhile, the meat pieces are bathed in salt water and are sent to employees to begin the brining process, giving the bacon its signature fishy taste.
How much
You
I can
thought I
do
was
about
kidding
that,
about the brining,
Gel
didn't
Z.
you? Well, the next
If I had
actual
money.
step is brining.
I don't know. I'd do something. It exists in some capacity. Why the fuck is that zoomed out so far? Holy shit.
Then the brine solution is mixed with red food coloring to give the bacon its signature red taste. The meat now passes under... Oh, wow, I don't know what this is, but that just looks nasty. I'm sorry, but we are required by law to show you this. Then, a local sweatshop worker earns his $2 an hour salary by putting hooks into the meat and then hanging them on a rack.
Goddamn.
Then, it's into the drench cabinet for a bath in what remains of the employees who rally for better working conditions. The meat is then
Man,
transferred
existing
to the
is
show floor,
really
where
cool.
customers
And
can
I just
choose which
also
bacon
realized
slab
that
they
this
want to wear
joint
for this
is
coming fall season.
a little bit like
The
that.
meat is sealed away in case any of it is still screaming.
Fuck.
Now it's into a storage locker for the
Gonna
next
delete
10 to
those.
100 years. This aging process firms up the meat and helps unlock its hidden flavors. Then the bacon is shown the might of the German army by being run over by a Panzerkampfwagen 4 medium tank. The factory crew often relieves stress by playing a game of Jenga with the slabs of meat. This game is a particularly close one, so they're wrapping it up for later. As you can see, the crew really loves Jenga. Workers then load the meat into chutes. Just off camera, two very strong men jostle these chutes back and forth with all their might. They do this because meat is a good source of protein. The meat hates this and falls apart under the stress into the strips we've come to know and love. Today, most commercially made paper is made from wood pulp, treated with chemicals and mechanically processed. Making paper by hand is a craft that involves techniques and materials that go back over 2,000 years in China. These techniques have evolved over time, but the main ingredient remains the same: exploitation. Handmade paper is a distinctive choice for a variety of uses, such as this document declaring paper to be obsolete in the digital
goodness.
age. The process begins with used bed sheets, which are recycled by being cut into individual strips. The sheets are often left unwashed
You
to
bring
preserve
me
a
you
rustic
bring me
feel in
pain
the
with that
product.
response
Workers
right
place
there.
the strips
Gel
on a
Z. I don't know
conveyor,
how to feel
which
about
leads
your
them
message.
to a machine that haphazardly chops them up however it feels like, sometimes not even cutting them at all. It collects in a garbage can
You know
ready
what,
for the
I
next
feel a
step
little bit
called
like
squeezing
this.
it gently.
Just a good dead stare.
Workers empty out the trash into a
very
tub
epic.
called a Hollander, which is filled with water. This machine grinds the material into a paste, using a large roll weighing several tons. By this point, workers are unable to stop the roller's crushing force, and have to jam the machinery by frantically throwing as much trash into the Hollander as they can. If the machinery still refuses to halt, an intern is brought in to manually assist with the process, since none of them have proper health insurance. Sometimes, this practice is leaked to local news outlets, so the interns are also in charge of destroying any paper trails leading to the incident. A moderate amount of rum is added to the mixture, turning it into pulp, and to make sure the paper is too inebriated to say anything incriminating. The resulting pulp is sexually assaulted and then sampled for consistency. Next, tiny scraps of paper are added to the pulp to remind the pulp what it's supposed to eventually become.
You know, if there's one thing I haven't really added with this character model in particular is how I can't really control the whiskers. They just kind of exist on his face. And now I'm contemplating on whether or not I should add some sort of control to them or just exist. Ah, fuck, I forgot to have Discord open. Oh my fucking god. Oh, what's the video in the background? It's called How It's Actually Made. The one I'm currently, well, the one I just paused is about paper. Yeah, how it's actually made paper. Hold on, someone sent me a triangle. Fuck, I need to set myself to do not disturb because I completely forgot to do that earlier. I don't want that to convert into an automatic emoji. God damn it. I want my emoticons. Fuck. Oh, whatever. Triangle. Hold on, I need to share this shape with you guys because someone sent me a really cool shape. Just gonna put that as a 3D object in this scene. There we go. We got the triangle. Ah, fucking hell. Just gonna send that back to them. Well, that works. Alright. Very much so. Alright, well, that's enough of that. I'm gonna go back to modeling. I'm gonna leave the triangle in the background. I'm gonna have to give it a little bit of protection so that it doesn't move. There we go. Now it's secure in place. Now it's fucking put that back on in the background.
Whatever of this paste isn't used in paper production will be sent to NASA to use as astronaut food.
Water's cool.
Is it just me, or does anyone else want to eat this stuff? It looks oddly delicious. By this point, the paper is wet, cold, tired, and cranky, so it is rolled onto a hot towel. The paper is then hidden from the health inspector. This pulp here also helps in the production of babies. This process is repeated roughly 10,000 times for consistency, and then the paper is put into a hydraulic press. Here, the paper is interrogated about government conspiracies. The pressure of all its well-guarded secrets possibly being exposed cause it to sweat
Fucking hell.
out its excess moisture. Paper are all notorious liars. The paper is then retrieved by a big dumb nerd who drapes them over a row of circular rocks, proving the paper's dominance. The factory is careful to never introduce any scissors into this environment.
Nose.
Hot dogs are an all-American fare.
You know,
but
now that I
most
think
likely
about
it
it,
was German
I have a
sausage
feeling that
makers
I'm
who
going to
first
get
came up
my
with the idea.
stream
In
copyright
fact, there are
struck.
reports of German immigrants
Thanks
selling
to
them in
the
pushcarts
videos
in
I'm playing.
Bowery as far back
I
as
mean
the
by some
1860s.
dumb shit.
A
It's
century
not
and a half
really
later, hot dogs are still
the OG
number one
video,
treat
but you
on the
know,
street.
still. Ooh,
Each
that
individual
reminds
hot
me.
dog is made from a
Family
mix of
Guy.
pork, beef, and
Oh, you know what?
2,000
Maybe I should put
chickens.
that as the
The
background
cuts
audio.
of meat they start
Just
with are called trimmings
a
and come
bunch
from
of
animals
Family
that are
Guy
too
funny
sick
moment
to be
videos
housed in
and just
typical
have
meat
them
production
play in the
plants.
background. No context. That'd probably be pretty epic.
The trimmings are pushed through grated metal plates, simultaneously grinding the meat and producing strings for high-quality mops.
Wait, what the hell is this shit? Oh, these are the... Fuck,
Other
I was gonna
regurgitated
delete those
foods are
later.
collected and added to the ground meat, followed by food starch, salt, and mustard scooped up from the factory floor.
It looks weird in the editor, but then when I smoothen out the model, it looks marginally better.
Ground up pieces of Mars rock are also added to the mixture.
Although
to
I
give the
kinda
hot
don't like
dogs a
that
flavor that's
I
out of
smoothened
this
it out
world.
because...
Water is added to the mix.
I mean, it
which
doesn't
is
look
then rolled
it doesn't
to
look
prevent it
horrible
from
when it's
hardening
not
into concrete.
smoothened. In fact, I probably shouldn't even give this fucking thing a subdivision surface.
Then corn syrup is also added.
Oh, whatever.
Because all food products in America are legally required to be at least 10% sugar. The addition of yet even more water helps dilute the product into a flavorless paste, which is regrettably pureed into a fine emulsion.
Alright.
Long rolls of plastic wrap are loaded into the stuffing machine. It pumps the meat in, twisting it every 5 1/4 inches, which is exactly what Paula here wishes her husband would do more of in the bedroom.
I'm gonna listen to some more of the how it's actually made videos, and then I'll
It takes just
consider putting
35
in
seconds to
Family
make a
Guy
chain of a
videos and see what
whopping
happens.
10 hot dogs. Then these hot dog chains are linked together and loaded into another machine, ordering them by color.
I don't need all those bones attributed to this shit.
The hot dogs
Oh
are
god,
drenched in
I think
pig
I know what
sweat
you're
to enhance
referring
their
to with
flavor,
the
and
I'm
then they're
India
taken into an oven
thing.
with several cooking zones.
Unless I'm wrong, which, oh.
Hot out of the oven, the hot dogs are drenched in chilled pig sweat, this time to cool them down for packaging.
Oh, and I'm missing a couple bones on this.
The black stripes on the hot
There we go.
dogs disappear for no reason, and a small child in disguise as a factory worker plays with his food. The hot dogs are positioned for packaging,
Oh,
and no
whoops.
matter how humanely or efficiently this process is done,
That's
vegans
pretty
will
epic.
still complain about it. We
I-
don't know exactly when popcorn
I
first
actually don't know
exploded
how
onto
I'm
the
going to
snack scene,
attach
but it was
the
likely thousands of
quote-unquote
years ago.
fur to the body
Popcorn
appropriately.
grains dating back nearly
'Cause this is
5,600
what they're
years have
actually
been
attached to.
discovered in
They're
New
attached to a
Mexico.
bunch of
And down through
splines.
the ages,
They're
this unique
cloned.
grain just keeps popping up.
So I need to figure out how I'm gonna get
Nothing
this shit to
says
follow
typical
properly.
American family like a single man eating some popcorn with orange juice, sitting way too
I'll
close
figure it
to his
out.
television.
Just gonna hide this for the
This
time
snack
being.
food is marked up nearly 1,200% at your local movie theater because it's imported from nearby farmlands. Popcorn is one of 6 types of corn, and one of 11 types of pop. Popcorn plants are bred to enhance color, taste, and how easily they get stuck in your gums. Dehusking the corn typically yields 7 corn cobs and 1 large popcorn bucket per harvest. Here we can see the 3 stages
The
of
background
popcorn:
feels like a parody video.
determined, relaxed, and soft popcorn.
I guess it is. I mean, that's actually what the videos
These
are.
giant
You know,
silos
I'll
have
link
nothing to
the
do
one
with
I'm listening
popcorn.
to.
Please close your eyes until they are no
That's the
longer
that's
visible.
one I'm currently listening to. How it's actually made.
In the factory, a series of oscillating screens sift out broken glass accidentally left in the popcorn during harvest. No need to worry, the machines have a 98% accuracy ratio. Sometimes the popcorn will harden into rocks as a defense
Oh,
mechanism.
nice.
These rocks are later
Thank you,
discarded or
AutoWare.
used in animal feed.
Oh, that's even. Oh no, that is epic.
At this junction, the system funnels American popcorn in one direction and Canadian popcorn in another. As you can see, Canadian popcorn is just the worst thing ever. The popcorn is watched over by Bill and then moved to the gravity table, causing the popcorn to levitate. This isn't a joke. They seriously sort the popcorn by levitating it, and that's really cool. In this process, half of the kernels are immediately discarded for no reason, because no one wants to eat an unlucky bowl of popcorn. The popcorn is reassured to let everything go before it goes to a final screening. Bill is always watching, as the popcorn is divided politically.
Oh fuck, I fucking keyframed on the wrong frame that I needed to
The
be
next
on.
time you need a delicious snack to liven up your parties, consider a bowl of uncooked popcorn, you disgusting animal.
There we go.
The origins of tequila can be traced back many centuries. Mexico's Aztecs fermented the juice of the agave plant to produce a low-alcohol drink called pulque. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, they added distillation to the process for a much stronger drink, and tequila was born. Tequila is to Mexico as corruption is to China. Tequila is only made in this part of the world, near ancient Spanish castles, such as this one.
Yes.
For centuries, workers called grandes borrachos have harvested the agave plant for tequila. Even today, it's harvested entirely by hand because
Ah,
Mexico
shit.
has yet to enter the industrial age. Workers chop away the greenery on the agave plant, leaving only the core referred to as el culo. The blades used in this process are honed to a razor-sharp edge, which comes
Why
in
the hell are
handy
all
as
those
the
points
workers
selected?
haphazardly slam them into the plants like pissed-off orangutans.
Well, that's why.
Agave is a very reflective plant and serves a dual purpose in telescope making.
Okay, it's already.
Here, a worker demonstrates
thing.
this in the field as he spies for nearby pirate crews that may try to steal the tequila. A local band of cowboys, fresh from their campaign of pirate slaughter, then cut the agave into quarters for cooking. The chopped agave is transferred to a brick oven where it's cooked for 79 hours, and half of the batch is then sold off to Bridgestone as off-road tires. The baked agave fiber is completely fucking destroyed, and then the leftover refuse is
Oh,
built
fuck.
into a summoning circle to honor an ancient Aztecian curse. In this circle, a giant stone wheel called Tu Madre Gorda crushes the agave refuse to extract its nectar.
There you You shouldn't have control over this portion of the fucking body.
I would tell you what this area is for, but I don't speak Spanish. I mean, this whole script is in Spanish. I'm just making this up as I go along. Oh, God, what the hell is happening? Why is he smelling that? I don't think that guy even works here.
Ooh, yes. That's...
Okay, come on, now you're just teasing me. Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess and assume that this room is for distillation. So the alcohol is boiled off so the vapor can be condensed into a more potent liquid. God, I hope that's right. An employee slips some government-mandated anthrax into the batch. The tequila is now ready to drink, so it's over to the bottling line. For a drink with a bit more complexity, the tequila is aged in oak casks and then inspected by a 1970s time traveler.
Alright, that's better.
The stress of his job, combined with the fact that he missed seeing his son grow up, takes a very heavy toll.
Ooh, yes. This is my favorite thing when it comes to rigging. This bullshit.
Hens don't have to mate to lay eggs. As long as there's no rooster in the vicinity, the eggs will remain unfertilized and edible. The color of the shell is determined by the breed of hen. But there's no pecking order when it comes to shell color. White or brown, all eggs are the same inside.
This message is held for review,
and
then it's just a bunch of emojis.
Begin laying eggs when they're 19 days old.
Oh my god.
The building is well insulated, ensuring the temperature hovers around a comfortable 120 degrees. To stimulate laying, fluorescent lighting simulates 23 hours of daylight.
Here it is.
Hens that can't lay enough eggs within this period are ground into food mulch and then fed to the other chickens to promote cost efficiency. The hens drink Gatorade from tubes attached to their cages, providing them with the electrolytes they need to power through the day. The eggs laid by the chickens slide onto a conveyor belt, which takes them to a conveyor belt. Which takes them to a conveyor belt. Which takes them to a conveyor belt. Some eggs are covered with hen droppings upon retrieval. These eggs are separated and then shipped to markets to be sold as organic.
Oh god. I think, are you referring to that one gif of the cat that's dancing and it's just the most cursed thing you could ever see?
Judge the eggs by quality.
Cause that would take time to replicate, and while I do certainly have that time, I'm pretty lazy and I don't feel like attempting that right now.
Supermarket shelves. The rest are brought to the local recycling center, where they are mashed together into high-quality motor oil. This factory is high-tech and high-speed.
I remember seeing the GIF, like, not too much.
First,
and then, like, more recently, I'm starting to see it a lot more. Let me just stop that for a second. Like, a good several months ago, a year ago, whatever, I remember seeing that cat dancing GIF. Like, it's not too prominent yet, but you see it rarely. And then more recently, I've been starting to see it used more and more in like reactionary posts and other stuff. Oh, fuck. Okay, one, I just realized how much of the waste is capturing the legs themselves. Although, given what's going on here, I don't think that's too much of a problem, actually. In fact, that, other than some specific shit, that doesn't actually seem to be much of a problem. Yeah, that seems to be okay. Anyways, let me just look for this GIF real quick.
One who looks
While I
at it
do
for
that,
too
I'm gonna
long.
look for that GIF. You can just have that be in the background for the time being. Ah, fuck.
Once transferred, a special incubation machine stimulates the embryo inside the egg, causing it to spring to life and writhe within its exo-womb. Shortly after, the eggs are superheated to near molten temperatures, which liquefies the life inside, producing the egg's signature runny texture. During the entire process, the NSA surveils the eggs, in case any of them try to reform ISIS after hatching. Finally, the eggs are placed into cartons and sold as decorations to be painted around Easter time, since eggs serve absolutely no other purpose. The rubber band was invented in England
I have
in the middle of
no
the
idea
19th
where that
century.
one GIF is.
The key to its success,
and
of course,
this-
is flexibility.
My library of
A
GIFs
rubber
is
band can be
unfortunately
stretched
not
around
sufficient
items
enough
of
for this
various
shit.
shapes and sizes to
So
hold
I'll
them
just
together. So
put
in the
a
rubber
different
band
one
industry,
here.
The possibilities
What's
for
this?
expansion are numerous.
Oh shit, I don't think I can
Rubber
put that on
bands
here.
come in handy for a whole
about
bunch
this?
of things, whether it's acting as a binding, a snack food, or a weapon. Production
Oh,
of rubber
you're
bands
just not gonna
starts with
play?
natural rubber, made from the sap of
Alright, what
rubber
about
trees.
this?
Natural rubber
Okay,
has
so that
more
shows up,
elasticity than the
but
synthetic kind,
why
which doesn't
aren't you
matter
showing
because
up?
Synthetic rubber is cheaper.
Okay,
so it
cool.
will
You're
always be
just
used in
completely.
production.
Okay, cool.
A worker pours rubber processing oil into a kneader machine because it's so damn needy. He adds mustard and sugar for taste, while Kyle in the background looks for his lost
Oh
surfboard.
god. Whatever.
He
I
forgets
can't
to
find
unwrap
the
the
cat
rubber's
GIF I'm referring
packaging as
to.
he feeds several pounds of it into the
No, I'm
kneader
on
machine.
Windows 7.
The rubber is, of course,
Windows
naturally
XP is
elastic
just,
and bounces around like an
I'm on
unruly
Windows
7-year-old.
XP short.
This process
OBS doesn't like it when I have Windows Aereo on while I'm doing shit. It throws a really bad fucking fit. Big lag. Oh, whoops. I still have that on screen, don't I? I just fucking forgot to get rid of that. In fact, now that I've been reminded of that, I'm going to actually put an image on screen now. Will it accept GIFs as this? Because I think I opened up the wrong thing for this. Oh, you know what? Would you put this here? Oh fuck, I've completely forgotten what that translates to at this point. But you know what? I'll just leave that there. Family Guy funny moments. Let me roll some dice for this. Cause I used to listen to those videos unironically back in the day of early young YouTube. That's an 18 out of 24 right there. I'm not sure what to really make those numbers of, so I'll just listen to a couple more of these videos and then change it
which
up.
both softens the rubber and explains why there was a random shirtless man in the previous shot. The kneader spits out giant dough chunks. The rubber is now depressing to look at, so it's thrown into a smoothing machine until it transforms into a much more optimistic shape.
Oh yeah, the cat
This
has an
process
ass.
is purely
I don't
done to
really have
reduce
any use for it though. I just
suicide
wanted to
rates among
practice
rubber
making an
factory
ass.
workers.
So there you go. You can
Then
stare at
the
that while I
rubber
do
is
this.
rolled into big twisty tubes, entirely undoing the previous rolling processes. This may seem bizarre, but rubber is actually manufactured in reverse, as demonstrated here, with the rubber being retrofitted back into the previously mentioned rubber trees.
Tail.
Next, these aluminum poles have arrived from a nearby factory and require a rubber coating before being sent out to distribution. This is because the poles are smart and know when it comes to the market to always wrap it before they tap it. As for the white powder, don't ask. The
Hold on, I
tubes
need to
are loaded
weaken
into a
the
torpedo
render
bay
settings on
both
this
for
bitch.
overnight curing and to protect the factory in case of thieves.
Why didn't I fucking change this shit when I first set it up?
Workers peel the rubber off the poles and then give them a milk bath to infuse them with calcium. Without calcium, the rubber would be too brittle for daily use, since calcium helps build strong bones.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's pretty epic.
The tubes are fed into a
Who the hell's-
cutting machine and... Oh, looks like one of those aluminum poles from earlier had a pretty good night.
Fuck. No, whatever. Trunkle.
With this system, the factory can produce 500,000 rubber bands per hour, and yet still somehow can't manage to bring my wife back to me.
Just gonna delete that. Do that instead.
After inspection, all that's left is the credits, which signify the end of the episode, and are my cue to stop talking.
Ooh, man.
Porcelain
I
is
love
often
3D
called
painting,
China after the
3D
country
body
that
weighting,
invented it
more
more
like
than
it.
1,200 years ago. It looks delicate, but is actually the hardest type of ceramic material. It's even used in electrical insulators because it withstands very high heat. But most people think of China
what the
as
fuck?
decorative.
Why is it doing that?
China as we know it today was invented in 1949 when communist revolutionary leader Mao Zedong officially declared its creation following the Chinese Civil War, as seen in this sketch. China's government today follows a mold and plaster model. Any new laws
Well,
are
you're
created
fucking
on a
why that's
negative made
happening.
of plaster to test their shape and effectiveness in government policy.
Ooh.
The three current
Ooh, this
rulers
is-
of
this is
China
some
are legendary Shaolin
really good
warriors,
fucking body
Feldsmith,
painting right there.
Kalen, and Quartz. A piece of their soul is imbued in each bit of Chinese manufacturing. The national sport of China is called filling the oddly shaped bucket. Here we see the trophy for first prize, hidden inside the lucky winner's bucket. Toilets in China are very, very tiny, because 95% of Chinese people don't have an anus. The 5% who do are known as butt boys. In an emergency, these tiny toilets can often double as public drinking fountains. After
Oh,
viewing this footage,
fuck.
please remind me to teach you about
There we go.
sexual education in China. In China, time is measured via a hole punch system. Right now, it's about 12 o'clock. Okay, well, thanks a lot,
well, this
Sunyi.
is-
Now we'll never know
this
what
is
fucking
annoying
time
me.
it is.
Oh, jeez. This fucking manipulator being
Technology in
backwards.
China has advanced far enough to create living robots. Here you can see them bleed, sweat, and die.
Alright, I know what to do with
If you
these
feel bad
ones.
for the robot who was just killed and had his face fashioned into a dinner plate, don't. He was a racist.
Putting down my second monitor.
Homes in China are uncomfortably cramped, containing nearly 30 pieces of decorative ceramics per citizen. Here we see a Chinese citizen moving to a new, more open concept home.
Alright, how bad is this gonna fuck up things? Okay, so far it doesn't look bad. There's always one way to check this.
Waterboarding never went out of style in China, but even more popular is witchcraft. This woman is casting a spell for more ceramic pots.
Okay, that's not awful. Marginally better.
The homes of the wealthy aren't all that much more impressive than the common folk. The only difference being that their decorative ceramics are shinier. As seen here, the internet in China is very rudimentary and only used for text communication. And now, as an added bonus, please enjoy China's oldest magic trick.
That should be doing something with the rest.
The solid rubber tire is designed for off-road
There
conditions
we
such
go.
as construction sites, landfills, and warehouses. These areas are full of hazards that would flatten ordinary air-filled tires. But solid tires don't go flat, they just keep on turning. And that's a good thing on any job site. Solid rubber tires come in a variety of flavors and are ideal for heavy work due to their complex manufacturing process.
Chest. I think I only have
It all
one
starts with
character that
two-dimensional
has
rubber, which
like
is fed
any
into a 3D
marginal
printer,
kind of
which
titty.
converts it into three-dimensional rubber.
which I'm gonna have to open up as a separate project because I do not think I've saved them as
The
an asset
3D
I can
rubber
easily
is melded
duplicate.
into the beast from the chocolate episode, and then rolled into a mass known as the polished turd. Next, a local serial killer extracts the premium flesh from the rolled rubber, spinning it
I
onto
should
a
play
steel base.
Roblox. I don't know if I want to be playing Roblox unless for whatever fucking reason and oh god. Oh, this minute bit of rotation.
Slices of rubber are taken off to be taste tested by the employees.
Oh, this is bothering me.
The newly solid tire is broken in by being used as a piñata and then moved to the next stage. The tire is put into a mold, covered to prevent heat loss, and placed with many other tires onto a conveyor belt oven at about 350 degrees for 1 hour.
I could make animations on Roblox Studio. Well, that's peculiar. I don't see why I'd be doing it though.
Exiting the oven, the tires are shown to neighboring factories to display how well the business is doing, and then they're removed from their molds by hand.
It'd probably be neat to make some retarded shit and then try and sell it on the Roblox store. Not sure how I'd be able to go about it though, because I think that's like a curated storefront and you have to go through some stuff, and I'm a lazy fuck, so I'm
This
not gonna
tire
find
is
that out.
dead.
Oh yeah, by the way, that tire in the background is dead. You can't see it, but it's dead.
The remaining tires are then coated in liquid rubber, which both helps seal in any remaining cracks and looks like straight up
There we
tubing.
go. Whoops. Just gonna.
Workers spread the liquid rubber and then comb
What
it
the
to
hell?
give the tires fashionable
Oh.
hairdos, just in time for the school dance.
This better be symmetrical.
This tire tried
This
to fight
is
for equal
not
rights
symmetrical.
and must be euthanized.
Oh, you're
By
not
now,
properly
so much
symmetrical.
of the processed rubber for the tire production has been wasted on
And
trivial
fuck.
bullshit that this is all that remains. The small amount of rubber is poured into a wooden
There we go.
casing shaped like the finished product to prevent employees from wasting even more of the precious material.
That reminds me of
The
some
wooden
retarded
casing
shit.
is then
Hold on, let
fashioned
me
into a boat
quickly.
paddle because no one ever thinks
What
to
the
look
hell?
for treasure inside a boat paddle.
Dropped frames 0%. Stream quality says it's green, but according to YouTube, it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. YouTube, oh fuck, whatever. Anyways, let me quickly look for an image that I did. Ah, here we are. I did some autism with another dude, and this is the result of that. Here we are. Actually, no, it'd be better if I just put that on screen as a different image. I'm gonna replace the thing over there and just put this here for a second. There we go. So there's that, and then I made a model off of that. Fuck, what did I fucking call her? Here we are. This character here. She kinda hasn't really gotten as far as the other character has in their existence. I'm kind of happy with how this model turned out, but I just never gotten around to really modeling them yet. Well, I did rig a little bit of the body, but not much. What am I planning? That's a good question. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the lizard. She'll be used for something. I don't know what though. The cat, on the other hand, I'm planning on making some retarded ass short animation with some audio that I've downloaded. Cause I was like, you know what? Maybe that'll be fun. I'll just take some audio and animate a fucking thing with it. The sex? No, it's not the sex, unfortunately. I'd be demonetized and possibly fucked over on YouTube if I attempt to do the sexy times with these character models. They also don't have any kind of genitalia for any circumstantial usage in that department. So that's a no thank you on my part. Oh no, I don't think you're supposed to be bending in that much. Ah, my goodness, I hate rigging. I hate it so much. I just noticed I haven't even tested the arms all that much. I should be doing that before I do anything else, because The arms, I think, are incredibly important. I'm gonna put that audio back on.
Honey is Winnie the Pooh's favorite treat. It's sweet and sticky, and it's produced by an industrious insect whose miniature society is one of the most sophisticated in the animal kingdom. It all begins in a field where worker bees suck nectar from flower blossoms such as rhododendron. They store it in their testicles, then return it to their hive where they ejaculate it for the other honeybees to chew on it. This breaks down the nectar's complex sugars into two simple sugars, glucose and Splenda. The bees then vomit the chewed substance into cells of their wax honeycomb because they realize what they've been chewing on. Over time, this honey is meticulously crafted into a tremendous work of architectural and chemical ingenuity, which means it's the perfect opportunity for the beekeeper to step in and ruin everything. Bees will sting if taken by surprise, so most beekeepers spray the colony with marijuana smoke to calm
This
them
isn't gonna
down.
fucking work like that.
Inside the hive are wooden frames. Normally they're coated with honey, but this one unfortunately has been infested with bees.
Last time I checked, arms don't bend,
The only
wrists
rule of
don't
being a
bend like that.
beekeeper is to not directly touch the bees. Don't worry folks, this man is actually a fireman, not a beekeeper.
Extreme
The
health
honeycomb slats are
is
removed from the hive and
is
brought
not
to the
good.
factory, where any
You
straggling
two, why-
bees are
what-
liquefied thanks to a giant pulsating
fuck it,
blade.
whatever. Whatever. Extreme health is not healthy. Whatever.
The honey is squeegeed for clarity, and then put into a machine called a honey extractor.
I remember looking at another model that gave me a little bit of an
Honey
idea
doesn't
of how I
taste
could
good unless it's
accomplish
spun
a
around
bit of
lot.
a
It's true.
solution
We don't know
to
why
a
it's true,
problem.
but it is. So please don't write into us asking why it's true. Some beehives
I'm not
deliver
sure how
fully
I'm
made
supposed to actually
honeycomb
do
to the
this.
factory as an offering
You know
to
what?
spare their
Fuck it.
habitats.
I'm gonna give it a
This
shot
offering,
anyways.
while convenient, is never enough. A hot press machine turns the honeycomb into sugar wafers. The
That
beeswax
right there.
lining of the honeycomb will go on to be used as optical illusions you will find on clickbait websites. Sometimes, if the manufacturer cannot meet market demand, high fructose corn syrup will be shipped in, bottled, and sold under the same label. Finally, the honey is siphoned into jars, which are transported to your local supermarket, who painstakingly transport all the honey by hand into those tiny little plastic bear containers.
Alright, how fucked is this gonna be if I go ahead with this?
Displaying a life-size horse
Okay,
makes a
that
galloping
didn't work in
statement
what I
at
was
a
thinking it
farm, racetrack, or a western-themed venue.
And that's probably why.
Some horse owners even commission a replica of their favorite animal. A life-size horse can be an attraction, but before the horse as we know it 55 million years ago was an animal known as the Hyracotherium.
I've
as
never
seen
done
here.
this kind of thing before. I have no idea what I'm doing.
The
I feel like I should actually
Hyracotherium
search up
evolved
my
into the
problem
modern
if I
horse
wanna
over millions of years,
actually fucking
adapting to predators,
do decent with
competitors,
this or
and
whatever.
environmental conditions, in a process similar to the one shown here. Around 5,000 years ago, humans
Like, the goal
began
is
to
just to
domesticate
rotate the
horses
wrist
so they could ride them
and
for
have it not
transportation,
congeal
which
into
began
itself
the
awkwardly.
formulation of horse-centered human cultures, like this one shown here. Soon, horses became the norm for transportation, leading to the invention of horse accessories, such as stirrups, saddles, and chariots, all of which are being made in this factory, as seen here. Horses were then selectively bred for characteristics such as maneuverability, speed, gentleness, and strength, leading to more than 300 breeds existing today, a handful of which can
probably
be seen here.
Not do it like that. I need to make sure I'm elbow. Okay.
Workhorse use dropped dramatically after the invention of the steam engine, which could perform the same tasks at a much quicker and more efficient pace. Even still, engine power is measured in horsepower, a testament to the horse's widespread use. This typical engine here has about 120 horsepower. Horses also have their use as raw materials, with a horse's meat, hide, bones, and hooves all being used in hundreds of different products, which you can learn about if you remember to subscribe to this channel. The steps to do so are demonstrated here.
What the fuck?
Finally, after all of this, the horse is made.
Interesting.
Oh, wait, those aren't real horses. Fuck, never mind. It's hard not to wax philosophical about crayons. The average North American kid uses 730 of them by the age of 10. An American chemical company invented crayons in 1903. It took the basic wax crayon it already made for marking crates and barrels and came up with a non-toxic version. Yellow-orange crayons are made from a variety of waxes, primarily paraffin, which is ideal because paraffin itself is already yellow-orange. If new colors of crayons are invented, then this will be a problem. The wax is melted until it goes from looking kind of buttery to straight up unappetizing. Then, a secret powder is added to the crayon as we question the competency of rose art, because
Well, there
here
we
we are
go.
showing their supposedly secret powder to our cameras.
Should be how it's rotating and all that. Yeah, there we go.
Yellow and red are blended into the wax, creating the perfect blend
There,
for
now I don't feel
yellow-orange
like killing
crayons.
myself because of
These
this.
colors here will never be crayons, so they have been censored to maintain your viewing enjoyment.
Family Guy funny moments. Oh my fucking Christ. It kind of bugs me that this shit is just oh my god. Hold on, I need to find an audio file to play. Just some random bullshit I downloaded, maybe. Family Guy, funny moments 4. It's only 3 seconds. I think that's an audio file I recorded, maybe. Go all the way back. Start looking for this trash. Ooh. Ooh, yes. I don't know if I should play those now. Now I'm not existing correctly. Fuck it, I'll just continue playing
The
now for the
wax is
time being.
blended until it solidifies and is pumped into a device called a crayonatizer. It injects the wax into crayon-shaped molds and douses them with water to harden the wax. We lost the footage of this segment, so please enjoy this footage of Mars. Oh my god, they're destroying Mars. Those animals. The machine carefully and delicately vomits the crayons onto a conveyor belt. One by one,
Gamer.
they file into the grooves of the world's coolest gun, the X-12 Mega Revolver. This is the same gun that was used to assassinate Presidents James Garfield and William McKinley at the same time. The gun's action is coincidentally perfect for adhering the labels to the crayons. The crayons goose-step their way across the assembly line, fall onto a conveyor belt, and land in a box. Workers
I did a
sort
fuck
the
up.
yellow-orange crayons and unrelated colored wax
Yeah,
failures
that's not
into their
gonna.
respective
That's not gonna reach
hoppers.
that fucking thing. And that's not working in the way I wanted to.
The yellow-orange crayons are sorted into their respective boxes, while the non-crayon related colored wax is sorted so that the nearby recycling center will have an easier time throwing it away. Crayons are typically shipped in boxes with missing children's pictures on them. So far, this effort has found 0 missing children. Throughout the ages, men have used condoms made out of an amazing variety of materials, from simple cloth and oil paper to tortoise shells and animal horns. But don't ask me how. Anyway, thankfully today, we can stay safe without having to don dead animal parts. The rubber condom was invented in the mid-19th
Just
century.
gonna.
Today, most are made out of
Points.
natural latex rubber, which is strong, thin, and more aggressive. The condom factory begins with the world's largest chainsaw, which transfers glass condom molds across the assembly line. The molds are first doused with lube and then battered continuously with a spinning brush to help simulate the textures of a human vagina. The molds then move to a separate station, where they're dipped in an aftermath tank to get them used to the sensation of being used. The insides of the molds are also filled up, to get a reverse perspective on how things feel post-coitus. These molds here are deluxe models, which can fit up to 5 penises. The condoms go through an oven
I
for about
just
10 to 12
noticed that this
minutes.
is the
When they
condom
come out,
episode.
the latex is cured, but full of civil disobedience. A quick blast from a fire hose keeps them in line. The residue from this public outcry is later sold as cottage cheese. And because we're short on stock footage, we filled this industrial dryer with some milk. Meanwhile, back at the lab, scientists continue to engineer harder, better, faster, and stronger condoms, such as this one trying to obtain super strength. Or these condoms, trying to obtain flight. Wait, I'm sorry, this is actually the condoms with really bizarre fetishes. Then there's the water leakage test, because most human males have ejaculation
Nice.
volumes comparable to horses. Condoms are also great for arts and crafts. Nearly every single condom this factory makes is eventually chosen at random to be slaughtered in an effort to prove that God has abandoned us. The condoms that survive are tested on robots before being shipped out, because as you can see, robot sex is very kinky. The condoms are then flushed for quality assurance and arrive at the packaging station, where they're inserted into boxes. You wouldn't know anything about
Fuck.
that, would you? Talk about raising the bar. The widespread use of soap has elevated our standards. Soap fights grime, and it battles dangerous pathogens. It makes the world a more hygienic place. So you could say this product's reputation is squeaky clean. Soap bars come in a variety of flavors, from toxic to non-toxic, and are one of the world's
Pointing.
most popular luxury items.
Let me just.
It all starts in an active
Wow,
volcano,
holy fuck.
where a pipe has been installed to pour clear Gatorade into the molten lava, increasing
Oh, you know
its
what? This
electrolyte
is good.
levels.
Good perspective right here.
Once the lava is fully supercharged, it's shipped off to the wonderful peaks of Aspen, Colorado, where it is cooled and chemical reactions turn it into soap.
Perfect.
The soap is money shot all over a big metal roll where it quickly solidifies and is cut into ribbons by a large industrial blade.
You gamer.
The ribbons plunge into a hopper where an auger moves
Maybe.
the sauerkraut, the soap, down a chute. Hey Steve, I think we gotta do another one. I said sauerkraut again. The soap ribbons fall through a chute, tasting a bit of sweet, sweet freedom before immediately being pulverized by two industrial rollers. This squash soap product is cut by another steel blade, creating denser soap ribbons. Exciting! The soap is pushed by yet another auger, and is pushed through an extruder called a noodle plate, which forms it into soap noodles. Don't worry, folks, only about 17 more augers
Triangle.
and shapes to go before we actually have some soap bars. The soap noodles are poured into an industry standard skee ball hole, which dumps them into a mixer. Workers add concentrated soap to help clean the soap.
Just gonna grab that real quick. I'm gonna also just
Terrifying steel blades
hide
stir
my
up the soap to
screen
get
real quick
consistent
just to see
color.
where this goes.
More Gatorade is eventually added to
Okay.
the soap, as it's probably dying of thirst by now. When the soap is ready, a trapdoor opens to reveal, surprise, another goddamn noodle plate. The soap is formed into individual bricks, where it moves on to the next stage. A mechanical arm pushes the soap bars through an oval plate, because just like in real life, sometimes you've got to force a square peg into a round hole. I hope your promotion was worth it, Janet. Steel plates shape, stamp, and sort the soap cylinders, shipping their supple, slippery, soft bodies to be sensationally sent skyward. See? The oval soap bars are wrapped, sealed, and boxed, and yet no matter how many you buy, you'll never be clean.
I need you to stay on screen, damn it. There we go. There we go. Eat the brown part
To
off
make
the
ice
banana.
cream treats, you first have to make the ice cream.
I don't know about that.
It all begins with liquid ice. The factory stores it in refrigerated silos set just a few degrees above freezing.
Alright. And for no
The
reason, I'm
silos
just
feed a
going to
high-speed
grab
mixer,
this.
which combines the ice with its other primary ingredient, dried cream.
Why not?
The only other ingredient is sugar. This much sugar is the amount used for just one ice cream. After about 3 minutes of mixing, this
There we
batch
go.
has been deemed a failure and is sealed away for eternity, protecting all of mankind. This worker here has a death wish. Successful batches of ice cream are heated and stirred to kill bacteria until they become roughly 70% sanitized,
Hold on, let me just
indicating
upload this
they're now
to
fit
Imgur
for
real
human
quick.
consumption. Concentrated vanilla flavoring is added. The concoction is chilled, whipped for about 15 seconds, and the finished product is lovingly dumped onto our big metal slab because our production crew was too stupid to remember to get a bowl.
Here we are.
Ice cream sandwich wafers are made out of chocolate cake ingredients and were originally meant
Here,
to be
have
an
that
edible
image
stand-in
for no
playing
reason.
cards. Thanks to
Alright.
this design, the ice cream is placed between wafers using a shuffling machine, which, once decommissioned, will be integrated into the back room of many Las Vegas casinos. The sandwiches move on to be wrapped.
Everyone
but
is
first they
saying, "How are
delicately
you?"
scrape
Not,
bits
"What the
from
fuck
an
is your
incredibly
IP
rusty
address?"
and unclean packaging machine, enhancing their flavor.
I
Finally, you may be surprised
don't
to
know
hear
if I want to
this,
share
but the
my
ice cream
IP
sandwiches are
address,
loaded into
but if it's
boxes.
for good purposes, then I shall grab it. Hold on just a second.
On another line, ice cream cone production is underway. A feeder drops pre-wrapped sugar cones into a holder on a conveyor belt.
Here you go. That's my IP address. Should be able to connect to me fairly easily.
Hot grease is added to the
shouldn't be
inside
too
of the
much of a
cone to help
problem.
lubricate the ice cream once it makes it to the entrance.
Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going back to working on
Next,
this
nozzles
motherfucker.
squirt out the ice cream. Half the production line receives chocolate ice cream, and the other half receives Elmer's glue. Part of the fun is finding out which flavor you get. Now for the most arousing part of the production line, an injection of hot liquid caramel. I stand corrected. The actual most arousing part of the production is the chocolate-flavored liquid topping squirter.
Now I have to figure out how I'm gonna combine
Then
the fucking
finishing
fur
touch,
with the body
mystery
and make it
ingredient,
follow.
Sponsored by Purina. Gold is the softest and most malleable metal. It can be pressed extremely thin, crafted into various shapes, even drawn out to form a fine wire, and all without breaking. Gold isn't affected by water or oxygen as many
Who
metals
knows?
are, so it
I
doesn't
might be in
rust or
Korea.
tarnish.
I might be
Gold
holding a
is
little bit of
actually a
information
nickname
there.
for an element
I may
known
be
as
blackmailed by them.
Buford.
I cannot
This
share
here is
information
Buford deposit
because this cat here, he is the world to me right now. Also, Buford Deposit 212.
number 212. Buford is mined out of what are called lode deposits, or vein deposits, concentrations of Buford and other metals in the cracks of rocks. Gold requires hard rock blasting, which is the process of removing gold-bearing rock called ore from the earth by drilling and blasting. This is all done, of course, in a mine! In the mine, workers drill air holes for explosives with what's called a
If you can
drill
even
that
read
makes
that.
air holes for explosives
on.
machine drill.
Where is it? Outline.
Here's a sample of some ore taken from a gold mine. This ore's flavor is cookies and cream.
There we go.
The company collects these samples by drilling deep into the rock. An expert geologist is
Damn,
routinely
I'm
called
on a
in
farm,
to inspect
apparently.
them. After hours of study, he can safely conclude that this is a rock. This is a map of
Alright, you know what? I
everywhere in
have an
the
idea
world
of how I'm
gold
gonna
has
get
been
this
discovered.
fur to follow my body.
Unfortunately,
Not my
according to this
body,
map,
the cat's
New
body.
Zealand still exists. Workers are quick to point this out, taunting the viewers. Down below in the mine, workers use a machine called a mucker to move rocks and recreate their favorite episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Through this, the rocks are loaded and transported topside. Back at the mill, the rock stock rocks and knocks around the clock till it looks like chalk, chock full of flocks of blocks. Chemicals lock into the dock, pulping the rock into schlock. To turn this pulp into gold, you need a specific chemical cocktail: pasteurized earth, powdered fire, dried water, concentrated wind, and of course, sodium nitrate.
Give me an idea of Gmod animation
This
I am
mix,
gonna make.
called 10-lap Niet Pack, helps cleanse the gold.
Oh. Fuck. If I had a decent idea for Gmod animation, I probably would have already made it in the worst way I possibly could. Or maybe SFM. Speaking of SFM, it's very epic where you're animating the character and then all of a sudden the spline, it's no longer a spline, it's just a weird linear line and you have no smoothing on any of the joints. So it's just like, haha, you've been fucked, animator. Get dapped on. It's big on Cash Money. That also reminds me again. I have a Kinect over in my random box just across the room from me or some shit. I remember hooking it up to my computer so that I could have that shit be used in Gmod. It's rather neat, but it's also unfortunate with how inaccurate it is. And given that it's the Kinect, of course it would be rather inaccurate. But the neat thing that I've discovered when I perused the internet superhighway is how you could like hook up 4 Kinects to the computer. You can have like a mild to bare bones motion capture system. And that's some shit I want to try doing one day. I need to like save up money for it though. I have like a tiny bit of cash money. I need to save more if I want to utilize it for the big boy experiments. There we go. I don't know how I'm gonna fucking get this to work in my favor, but whatever. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, okay. There we go. Now here comes my favorite part. Figuring out how to rig this shit. Which also reminds me I need to grab that and push it over to the other side of the model. Which action movie should I make for a little scene in Gmod? Fuck, I don't know. Actually, I legit just tried thinking of what recent action movies I've watched that is comparable to be replicated in some sort of animation or game. Fuck, I actually don't know. I need to watch more movies. I barely have any good trivia on that, which is not epic. In fact, the more I think about it, the most recent movie I've seen, which was, hold up, let me Google this. Okay, so basically a full year ago, that being the longest thing. Yeah, Endgame was the most recent movie I've watched, and that was a fucking full year ago. Which also is like, it was an alright movie. Or not even alright, it was pretty good. Except I haven't really watched every single Marvel film that helped build up to it. Like, I think, I know I watched OG Iron Man, and then the next Iron Man movie after that. I watched a couple of the Thor movies, some of the Captain America movies. I haven't seen Captain Marvel. And then I did see Infinity War and Endgame, which were both good. In other words, I don't know. I just mid-90s is GO. Oops. Mid-90s is a good movie. Is that an actual movie title? Mid-90s. That is a an actual movie title. Released 2 years ago almost. It's a drama / comedy. Yeah, I haven't really watched too many movies now that I think about it. I remember watching the Pirates of the Caribbean series, some of the Harry Potter movies, Monsters vs. Aliens, a couple of the Terminator movies. I haven't seen Dark Fate though, or whatever the fuck that one is called. Like, I've watched OG Terminator and Terminator 2, but I didn't watch Genesis or the most recent. Fuck, I don't know. There are a couple of other movies I watched recently, but they're more of not as good movies. Wish Upon, Sleepless, Motherfuckers, but it's actually spelled like that, MFKZ. Wak Hollywood, Uganda, movie, fucking Bad Black, I think it was called, which I wasn't too huge on it. It was certainly something. It certainly had a story going. Goddamn, that movie. Oh yeah, Kung Fu Panda. I actually kind of forgot that those movies existed. I watched the first one. I watched the third one or second one. Is there a third one? Hold on. Kung Fu Panda. Uh. Oh, a third one does exist? Okay, yeah. So I think I've watched only the first and second one. Maybe the third one, I think? I can't remember, but I do remember watching those now. I enjoyed the first one, I think. The second and third I wasn't too huge on. I also like how my stream turned from me haphazardly working on a character model to talking about some movies and shit, which I should focus a bit more on my bullshit while I talk. I'm gonna probably just speak about Pirates of the Caribbean for a little bit. So like Pirates of the Caribbean, the very first one was like, wait, did I just? Yeah, I just did just that. God damn it. OG Pirates of the Caribbean was pretty neat. Oh good, it's already weighted. And I think I watched that one the most out of the other ones that followed. I remember the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the one where the ocean is split open thanks to the trident or whatever the hell it was that they were going after. And how they revealed Barbossa. I forget his name. I can't remember which character it was, but Barbossa was the father of that one chick. And then he dies like 20 seconds after that plot point was revealed. It's like, bro, what a moment right there. This character finds out that their father is literally right there, and then they're just yeet right out. They're gone. The one with World's End, I think, where it literally is just that World's End and all that crap. I think that one was okay. Some of the humor was neat, although I think it getting more serious was I don't know. It's been forever since I've last watched any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, so I can't give a decent enough opinion that doesn't sound vague and lopsided and all that. Damn. Oh well. What else? What? Oh, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? You are following the right thing. There's no freeze information on you. So why are you doing this? God fucking damn it. I knew something that shitty was gonna happen. I don't even know how to fix it. I don't know why I did that. Why are you moving like that? Is there some additional weight painting I have to do for this? I guess I do. Fuck. I just remembered from, I think it was the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where it's just one scene where Captain motherfucking Jack Sparrow is about to die, but he gets saved at the last minute, of course, and a guillotine just keeps coming up and down and doesn't hit him. Oh god, that was quite some existence right there. I don't know how to feel about it, but pretty amusing for the most part. Last time I made an animation, it was 4 months ago. I'm going by my own rules. I haven't made a longer animation in months, 7 months or so. I actually need to check that real quick, because I've been wanting to make an animation that's longer than 10 seconds, but I haven't been able to do that. Let's see. I'm not counting Rat Does a Nice Dance. That's 12 seconds. Bee dancing around. Bee walk. Bird flails. Spider says a thing. When hard drive no functionality anymore. That's not very much of an animation. Cool shirt bro is roughly 53 seconds, but I think about 10 seconds of that is just noise or whatever. So it's roughly 40 seconds long, I think. But effectively, I haven't even been able to get myself to work on any longer animation projects. Thanks for stopping by. Man, I really gotta fucking work on a longer animation though. Elbow. What the fuck? Oh, I'm still on the top down thing. No wonder why you're rotating so awkwardly. Whoops. Awesome. You should be like that. Okay, maybe that will help. Or maybe not. Fuck. Probably should have just added those 2 bones as some other trash since this is happening. I'm gonna put some more background audio.
Of any looters and polluters when it's being smelted. A blind man is put in charge of watching the smelting process, since his eyesight will not be damaged by the intense flames. The smelter is rotated to keep any would-be thieves at bay. Sometimes some liquid gold is poured out for any workers who are feeling thirsty.
Get out of my way.
After cooling slightly, the gold is dumped into bar-shaped molds, and the fire rages out of control.
Okay, I think that's
This
no longer
concoction seen
broken.
here is known as deadly pudding, and takes roughly 5 hours to fully cool into a solid gold bar. You know the gold is 99% pure when it weighs more than a set of gold weights.
Okay. Okay, I think I fixed it for the most part. That was more effort than I was hoping it would be just to fix a fucking retarded ass thing like that.
Aquariums have been around for hundreds of years. Even now, having a body of water in a glass box seems like magic. The most common aquarium fish is the goldfish, domesticated in China more than 1,000 years ago. Goldfish are a type of carp known for their love of crowded, compact, and bare environments. They tend to be silver or gray in color, but will sometimes turn gold if they are sick, hence the name goldfish. Like all fish, goldfish start their lives as eggs, but only strong goldfish are sold to the public. Goldfish are squeezed by workers shortly after hatching to determine their strength. A weak goldfish will not be able to resist, and their guts will pop out, killing them instantly. Meanwhile, the strong goldfish are forced to mate with each other, helping to breed stronger and stronger goldfish. The fertilized eggs are placed into separate containers.
Except for that, I have to still bind this shit.
A muscular bodybuilder blows carbon dioxide into the fish egg containers off camera, helping them to grow up big and strong like he is. A week later, the eggs hatch and try to impregnate the first thing they see. The hatchlings are called fry, and not all of them are the typical gold color. Even after centuries of breeding, fish breeders have yet to produce a completely gold fish. Those dumbasses. As the fry increase in size, they're taken on a trip to a fish water park. The fish are then carefully and delicately sorted by size for retail. The fish are transferred to a plastic bag for transportation. A worker adds helium to the bag so it will float away to its destination. At the factory, workers check to make sure the fish are happy. Unhappy fish are sometimes provided a shot of rum to calm their surly tempers. If the goldfish drink enough rum, they eventually metamorphosize into koi, which are a larger, equally Asian type of fish.
I will figure this out at some point in my existence.
A worker isolates a group of koi with a tiny net. The tiny net is surefire. A tiny net is a death sentence. It is a net, and it's tiny.
Because what I want
It's
to do
time
with
to
this
prepare the
fur
goldfish for
is
sorting.
get this shit
But
to be able
first,
to
the
move
workers must
as
be
the character
compensated.
moves. It's supposed
They're
to be
given
like
their pick of the litter for a
fluff or
fine
so.
bowl of goldfish soup, and then the rest
But I
are
think
shipped
that'll
off
take
to
a
the
bit of
market.
time before I figure that out properly. No, well.
To help prepare the fish for travel, they're dipped in a green solution and then rinsed. The green solution contains a chemical to help reduce stress during transport. Okay guys, off the record, that green stuff is totally liquid weed. But don't tell the Science Channel or they'll cut our funding again. Next, a worker adds oxygen to the bag, so the fish have plenty to breathe during shipping. Then, another worker squeezes some air out of the bag, because this factory is entirely mismanaged. Finally, the fish are jammed into a styrofoam box, which helps insulate their screams of terror once the cannabis wears off.
Yeah, this is actually starting to take some nice form.
In the American Wild West,
Fuck
a gun
yeah.
ruled, and that gun was usually a 6-shooter revolver. Today, replicas of those revolvers can take you back to Dodge City, and they do so at cowboy shooting competitions.
I think that's a good amount of progress of existence. Thanks for watching this far into the stream. I'm going to stop existing now. A standard YouTube outro.